to order. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, with the sunshine notice, for the record, just to let everyone know, my name is LaShawn Barber. I'm the township clerk. To the right of me, I have my acting CFO, Rodney Haynes, Douglas Kramer, township administrator, director of public works. In the back was my deputy clerk, which seems to be missing. Okay, so let me read the opening statement, okay? Please be advised that this meeting is called pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of January the 2nd, 2019 was sent to the Central Record, Burlington County Times, and Courier Post, posted on the bulletin board in Town Hall, and has remained continuously posted as required notice under the statute. In addition, a copy of the notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Have roll call. Mr. Barton. Ms. Brown. Here. Mr. Lee.
Here.
Mr. Moore.
Here.
And Mr. Gates. Welcome, everyone.
No, my knee is bad.
We're going to go ahead and
Happened in a while. I see the next
office. We have a new member, which is Samuel Moore, and we also have the incumbent Joseph Barton. So we're going to do the oath of office and get things started with Joseph Barton. I believe the oath of office was given by Solicitor Peter Lang. The family members of Joseph Barton, please come up front and join us.
Please repeat after me. I, Joseph Barton, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to same
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
and that I will faithfully,
And I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of Township Committee
all the duties of the office of Township Committee
through the expiration of your term, and you don't need to repeat, on December 31st, 2021, according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me
So
God.
help me God.
Congratulations.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you. We have the family members of Samuel R. Moore III. Please come up front. And the oath of office will be given by Committeewoman Kimberly Brown.
It's an honor to do this.
I think you're missing a family member.
Oh, yeah, Repeat after me. I, Samuel R. Moore III,
I, Samuel R. Moore III,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and the governments established in the United States
and the government established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
of
of the office of Township Committee,
of Township Committee,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
we have a designated picture taker? We have a designated picture taker that got the 2 oaths? Okay.
I'm sure someone did.
Okay.
Someone did get a couple of shots.
Okay. Thanks. Gotta get on with that.
Okay, now we're moving on to item number 3. We have nominations for mayor.
I nominate Joe Barton.
Second.
No other nominations? Nominations closed. A roll call. Mr. Barton.
Yes.
Ms. Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
No.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Okay, may I have nominations for deputy mayor?
I nominate Kimberly Brown.
I'd like to nominate Kimberly Brown. First and second, Lee and Moore.
Okay, deputy mayor?
Pick one. I don't care.
We have nominations for Kim and by Lee, seconded
By
by?
me. Yep.
Thank you. No other nominations? Nominations closed. Roll call. Mr. Barton.
Yes.
Ms. Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, let's get these oaths of office going so we can move on. Okay, so we have oath of office to, we have the mayor, which is Mr. Barton. Okay, Peter Lang, I assume, will come that. Thank you.
I, Joe Barton,
I, Joseph Barton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties of the office of mayor
all the duties of the office of mayor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations again, sir.
We have Deputy Mayor Kim. Do we have family members of,
My family members are downstairs.
Okay.
Aren't able to come up, so I would like to get my oath of office downstairs, please.
no problem. Anyone would like to come and join downstairs? You're welcome to do that.
That's all your fault.
Weekends, maybe 2 days of rain. He's still he's probably sold in there.
16. Probably. Commercial.
He's trying to get his business we're in. We're in bad shape, of course. Yeah, get rid of these river supply. Going to keep everything much better. Easier just cut the check. All these headaches. Minimum wage stuff. Or this was a good thing. Everything changes like that.
It's too tall for me.
They helped us.
Thank you. How you doing? Good. What happened
Just telling you. I love a creek.
Okay, before we go through the appointments and resolutions, I just wanted to welcome everyone to our reorganization meeting. And I have to say, probably the most emotional moment that I've ever experienced in town hall just took place downstairs. So, Kim, thanks for having your husband here. And thank you all for being here with us. So we have some resolutions we're going to go through. And then we also have a consent agenda that we're also going to go through. It's listed under item 7. Those items listed will be considered as routine Tabernacle Township business and will be enacted in one motion unless someone from the committee would want to separate one of those for any reason. And we're going to start out with the resolution to appoint our township attorney and authorizing award of a contract for 2019.
I make the motion, Peter Lang.
Second.
Roll call?
Okay, Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Thank you, Joyce.
I want to say I appreciate it very much. It's my humble duty to serve, and I appreciate the continuing opportunity to do that yet again. It's very much, again, my humble pleasure to serve. Thank you.
How many years is this?
I'm not sure, but it's been a good run, and it's been a lot of fun actually in serving the townships. It's a fine community full of a great spirit of volunteerism and wonderful people all around. So I look forward to going forward in a positive way in 2019. Thank you.
You're welcome. Resolution 2019-2, appointment of township engineer and authorizing award of contract for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Dan Guzzi, engineering.
Second.
Roll call?
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Dan, congratulations. Would you join us?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
2019-3, appointment of township auditor and authorizing a award of contract for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Kevin Frenier of Holman, Frenier and Allison.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Is someone present from Freddie?
Yeah, good evening. Good time we couldn't make it tonight. My name is Dave McNally from Home and Allison. On behalf of Kevin and the firm, we very much appreciate the appointment.
Good. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Yep.
Resolution 2019-4, appointment of environmental consultant authorizing award of contract for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Doug Stewart of Stewart Environmental Associates.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. I didn't see Doug present. Resolution 2019-5, appointment of architect of record and authorizing award of contract for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Scott England of Reagan Young, England and Butera.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Abstain.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-6, appointment of site plan engineer and authorizing award of contract for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Dante Guzzi, Engineering Associates.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-7, appointment of bond counsel and authorizing award of contract for 2019.
I make the motion, Parker McKay.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Abstain.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-8, appointment of the JIF risk management consultant authorizing award for contract for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Brian Monahan of Insurance Agency Management, Haynes and Haynes, TC Irons.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Brian, would you like to say anything?
I'd like to thank the council for appointing me again. It's my pleasure to work with everybody in town, and I look forward to the coming year.
Thank you. Resolution 2019-9, appointment of municipal judge and authorizing a contract of award for 2019.
I'm going to make the motion. I just want to clarify the motion. This is for a 3-year contract, which was not in the, ensure this is part of the resolution. I'll make the motion for Judge Lois F. Downey.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-10, municipal appointment of municipal court prosecutor for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Chris Katsouris.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-11, appointment of alternate municipal court prosecutors for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Anthony Other, Burlington County Municipal Court Prosecutor.
It's a lot of people.
It is. It's a big pool, huh?
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. I understand Mr. Katsouris is present. Would you like to stand up and say
Thank you,
anything?
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I'd like to thank the entire committee and Mr. Mayor in confidence in me year after year. I've never been able to be here for a reorganization meeting. I'm usually prosecuting somewhere else, but tonight I had a very merciful municipal court judge who got me out just in time to be here for the meeting. So if he's anywhere around, I'd like to thank him, but thank you all very much.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Resolution 2019-12, appointment of municipal court public defender for 2019.
I'd like to nominate Stephen E. Raymond, Esquire.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-13, appointment of alternate municipal court public defender for 2019.
I make the motion, any other Burlington County Municipal Court Public Defender.
Second.
A roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Gordon?
Yes. Resolution 2019-14, which is the appointment of a Class 3 member to the Land Development Board. If there's no nominees, I would be interested in serving on the LDB again as a Class 3.
That's a motion. You can make motions.
I can make my,
You
I'll
can
make my
you
own
can make a
motion.
motion anytime you want.
Okay. Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Gordon?
Yes. Okay, appointments to the board by the mayor. For the Land Development Board, the Class 1 member, I appoint Michael Bennett. Michael's not with us this evening, but he will be at the Land Development Board meeting tomorrow at 7:30. Class 2 member, I'd like to appoint Mr. Doug Kramer. As our Class 4 member, a long-serving member of the board, Denny Stevens. This is a term that will go all the way out to 12/31/21. And an alternate number 1 for 2019, John Salmon. And John, you are here, right? Thank you, John, for coming. Okay. This is section 7 of the agenda. Again, this is the consent agenda. And under this agenda, we're going to, unless someone from the committee wants to talk about one of these resolutions, it's going to be resolution 2019-15, all the way through resolution 2019-33. Does anyone from the committee have any objection to adopting these as a consent?
The only comment I wanted to make is under Resolution 2019-17, adopting the official newspaper. I don't know if we've ever considered this or not, but the Pine Barrens Tribune seems to be a well-circulated newspaper, and Mark is at every meeting. I'm wondering if it would make sense to include them as an official newspaper.
Is it in general circulation throughout the county?
It's in general circulation. Mark, you here? He was here.
He left. He said he had to leave early.
Okay. My thought is that they ought to be one of the newspapers that we recognize as the official newspaper. So I'll make a motion to include the Pine Barrens Tribune in this 2019-17.
Peter, is it a requirement that it be a countywide paper? Or?
I believe the statute says in general circulation throughout the township.
Okay.
But if the committee goes ahead and follows Mr. Lee's lead in that regard, I would adopt it with the caveat that I'd be given an opportunity to confirm that. But I believe it is limited to general circulation throughout the municipality. The only other thing to confirm would be that they do take for pay advertisements or public notices.
The
Do they
clerk
do
has
that?
something she's chomping at the bit to say. I'm watching her.
You mentioned public notices. I'm not sure that paper can do public notices. As long as it has the capability of doing that, then we can do that.
I don't know that they follow that process. But
I'm
again,
not sure that Mark would answer that. He left. I didn't realize he left.
so people would have to have the ability to take out such an advertisement, but certainly nothing would prevent you from following Mr. Lee's suggestion, assuming that we can make those confirmations, and then the resolution can be modified accordingly.
Okay, so is there an added cost associated with that, Sean?
Just public notices.
Okay, because we have a cost for the Central Record, right? The Berrien County Times and the Courier Post. So if we were to use the Pinelands, do we really need to have 4? Could we drop one of the others?
Well, the township could continue to do what it always does. But Mr. Lee's motion, if it's adopted, would permit people who are legally required to post public notices to utilize that paper as well, and satisfying that obligation for the Land Development Board or otherwise.
Okay. So when we advertise, would we have to advertise then in 1, 2, 3, 4 papers?
No, you'd be able to continue to do what you do and select the authorized papers that you would like to utilize for that purpose.
Okay. Okay. have a motion to include the Pine Barrens Tribune based on Peter clarifying that they meet the criteria.
I think Stephen made that motion.
I think I made the motion already. You need to-
Okay.
Yeah.
You second that?
I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call?
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Are there any other resolutions of that group between 2019, 15, and 33 that there's any other comments on? Now I'll ask for a motion to adopt them as a consent.
I make a motion.
Second?
Roll call?
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Section 8, appointment of Township Committee. Resolution 2019-34, recognizing members to the planning cert.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore? Sorry, Mr. Moore didn't get that.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Mayor Barton?
Resolution 2019-35, recognizing members of Tabernacle Fire Company Number 1.
I make the motion.
Second?
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. Resolution 2019-36, recognizing members of Tabernacle Rescue Squad.
I make the motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes. I'd like to thank all three groups, the CERT, the fire company, and the TRS, who are all usually present at all our meetings for the service that you provide our residents and the motoring public who travel through our municipality. Recreation Committee, a one-year term, expiration 12/31/2019, Lynn Hedden. Three-year term, 12/31/2011, Kyle Upperwich. 20, or, yeah, it says 11, it should be 21. 2021. 12/31/2021. Approval of the bills, we do have a very short bill list.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, roll call?
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Barton?
Yes.
Mayor, I just want to be clear, did we verbalize exactly who the appointees are for these positions?
Yes.
That three-year term, I'm sorry, okay, you did mention that name?
Yes.
And what is that? Kyle? Kukovic? Kukovic, I thought that was the case, thank you. Couple of issues, a couple of, have the ones of caution, we just want to make sure we have the names on the record.
Okay, public comment. Anyone who would like to make public comment, please come down front, state your name and address. Mr. Brooks.
Thank you. Graham Brooks, North Monroe. Happy New Year, everybody.
Good New Year.
And
Year.
congratulations, Mr. Moore. Welcome.
Thank you,
to
Ms. Brooks.
Tabernacle Township Committee.
Thank you.
I have a couple questions. 2019-16, which is the order of business, has the first public comment been eliminated? Comment on agenda items only, based on this order that's in the agenda? Anybody can answer it. And also I see that.
Which one? Sorry.
That's okay. 2019-16, adopting committee bylaws establishing order of business for the Township of Tabernacle. This resolution, doesn't look like there's public comment on agenda items. I don't see it. If somebody can point it out to me, that'd be super. And also number 11 is public participation. The second public comment is coming before reports, committee reports, which eliminates the ability of anybody to ask questions about anything that came up in committee reports. So you're shrinking transparency instead of expanding it. So is this what you intended originally in this, because this was in the consent agenda, so it was under the consent agenda. So are you eliminating public comment on agenda items? Do you intend to, I should put it, because maybe this was just a mistake.
Well, for 2019, and I'm going to ask the committee's consensus on this, as you look at our meeting schedule for 2019, is I would ask the committee to consider the first meeting of every month to be a workshop. At that workshop, there would be no public comment prior to the workshop. The committee would conduct a workshop, and there would be a public comment after the workshop. As far as the regular public meetings, which would be the second meeting of every month, what you're saying, Mrs. Brooks, is the public comment before agenda items, right, which is what we normally do?
Right,
Okay, and then a public comment at the end.
right, which you've done for years, yeah. Is that how, but that's not what the resolution actually states, Mayor Barton.
Okay.
So maybe you need to clarify that you're going to make the first meeting of the month a workshop with one public comment, and then the second meeting of the month, which used to be the regular meeting, right? Yeah. You'd still have followed the convention of a public comment on agenda items and then a second public comment. Okay, is that what you intend to do?
We will talk about that at our first workshop. We'll clarify with that, whether we're going to keep what we voted on or if we're going to change.
Was it, can I just ask, was it intended to be written like this? What's that?
I said, I think it was probably an error.
Okay.
There's no error, you have public participation on item number 11.
Yeah, item number 11, and Mrs. Brooks is right, item number 11 should be after committee reports, which is item number 13. So that ought to be, I should have caught it. Item number 11 should be below 13. So it ought to be motions, reports, polling of the committee, or committee reports actually what it is, and then public participation is the second last item on the agenda. That's the way it ought to be.
Yeah, but it just says it can be called upon on any order. These are just items that are on there, but they can be called upon in any order at any time. At the time of the
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Right, but no, in answer to her question,
That's what I'm
I
trying
believe
to
the
say.
mayor answered it that, yes, there's going to be 2 public comments
At the regular
at the
meeting,
regular
should you
meetings
guys,
and workshops, and we're not taking any action other than having lots of discussion.
right,
There would be one after the discussion.
okay. Well, I think that's an interesting reorganization, and it's good to see you going back, because I think it worked really well when you had the 2 meetings, one as a workshop, and it worked better when it's a workshop.
And that's why I just wanted to point out that it said in any particular, no, in any order, upon in any order as required by the budget committee.
Okay.
So even though it's listed there as prior to reports, and I'm not speaking for you, but what we normally do is after our reports.
Right. I just think for clarity, especially for people who don't often attend the meetings, that it would be good to make it clear, the order clear, so that people know what how to respond.
Well, and it would be on the agenda, it's going to be right where it's supposed to be. It's not going to be like all of a sudden, no, we're doing it here.
Every meeting
The
is
agendas are going to be the same. As LaShawne's agendas are usually really spot on as far as where things are supposed to
I
be.
agree with that. Okay, just so it gets clarified for the public, and I appreciate that. I just have, I don't want to put a damper on this wonderful evening, but, unfortunately, I am going to bring up some sensitive topics. One is that I think it's time for you folks to go out for an RFP for emergency medical services. You guys had a difficult time negotiating with the squad. Mr. Liston, who was very well trained, had an enormous amount of administrative experience, long administrative experience, long experience negotiating contracts, and is very well respected statewide. Couldn't negotiate that contract, couldn't get anything done either. It's time to put out an RFP. I know it's been going on almost 3 years. It's time to do it. Nobody should be afraid to address an RFP. It would be the most impartial, fair system that could be implemented. So I encourage you strongly, with the new year coming on, that you engage in an RFP process. My second comment is, and that RFP statement and what I'm about to get into is built off of the last meeting, which I listened to, and it has to do with Megan Jones's comment about Mr. Liston allegedly mansplaining